Hello everyone, welcome to this comic book haul video of May 2016. It's been a while since my last video of these, and the reason for that is simply that I didn't pick up that many comic books or books in general since my previous video. The only two books that I got are these two on my table here, the Captain Britain Omnibus and the Astonishing XMen Omnibus. But both these books are pretty rare today on the aftermarket. And from what I can tell, and from what I've heard, there are no real plans of reprinting these two books. So I feel pretty satisfied, even though I didn't really get that much since my last video. Both of these books fetch quite a high price on the aftermarket today. I feel that I was able to secure both of them for pretty good prices actually, especially the Astonishing XMen that I paid £100 for, I think. I paid a bit more for this one, so both of these books are paid a bit above the retail price, but I definitely didn't go above and beyond when it comes to that. So I'm very satisfied having finally added these to my collection. For this video I was thinking about just briefly going through both of them. They are both unsealed, so I'm able to actually open them up and show you some of the artwork inside and all that. And I'm thinking that we'll just go right ahead and do that. Just a quick word before we do that regarding the length of the books and the release date. Both of these books actually were released in 2009, and they're almost the same length in terms of pages at least. I think this one, the Omnibus, Captain Britain Omnibus, is 688 pages. And the Astonishing XMen is 672 pages. So they're almost the same length. So that's pretty nice. They have a really good size. It's the standard size of an omnibus, and it feels really good picking them up and everything. Alright, so the first book we're going to have a look at is Captain Britain. So let me just put this one aside, and then we'll just go briefly through the artwork, have a look at it, and move on from there. Alright, so here we have the Captain Britain Omnibus, and as you can see, the cover here looks absolutely beautiful. I'm just a big fan of this cover here, and it's honestly one of the things that kind of drew me into this book. I did realize early on that it was quite sought after and rare. But another thing was just I really liked the cover here. It just looks beautiful, and I love also the design of Captain Britain's costume. It's very simple, it's very colorful, and it looks so cool in my opinion. Anyways, Alan Davis, Alan Moore, Jamie Delano, and Chris Claremont. And yep, let's turn it around. And here we of course can see all the issues that goes into this book here. As you typically do with these omnibuses, and in the bottom it says Collecting Marvel Superheroes issue 377 to 388, The Daredevils 1 to 11, The Mighty World of Marvel 7 to 16, Captain Britain 1 to 14, New Mutants Annual issue 2, Uncanny X-Men Annual issue 11, and Captain America 305 to 306. So yeah, it's kind of rich on content. But as I said, it's 688 pages, came out in 2009. The series ran back in the 80s though. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome book in my opinion. And let me just get off the dust jacket now. Just want to show you what the book looks like on the inside here. And as you could expect, you have this black leather finish with silver stuff going on the front and also on the spine. Don't know if you can see that. And let's just open it up now. It's basically typically built or made this omnibus like many of the other omnibuses, so you have the same kind of style going on here. You have an overview of all the artists that were involved with the series and all the contents here. You have a table of content, and then you have a lot of foreword, I think, and introduction. Yeah, there's lots going on here in the beginning. And then it basically just takes off. The art style is very reminiscent of that of the 80s. it clearly shows. It's very detailed, it's expressive and colorful, and I really like it. I will always be more a fan of the modern style, probably digital artwork, I could imagine, but this is also very, very cool because it's very expressive, I think. It's very action-packed, lots is going on, and you have some very nice panels almost on every single page, really. As you can see, it's a bit gritty here, but it looks very nice. I do believe the artist is Alan Davis here, so yeah, he did a great job. But yeah, this is a beautiful book in my opinion, and I just love the use of colors, the details, the shadows and all that. It looks very nice. I'm gonna skip a bit further ahead now because it is 600, almost 700 pages, and I'm not gonna show you every single page, so it's just to give you a brief idea of what it looks like on the inside, and it looks beautiful in my opinion. Alright, so we're getting close to the end now. So I'm just skipping now, maybe a bit too fast, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. But I do have the other book that I also want to show, and I think you pretty much get the idea now. There's Captain America. He also pays a visit. Pretty funny, really. And in the back here you have all these sketches and concepts going on. That's also very nice. And there was also some covers that I wanted to show you because they just look cool. The book I have is the regular edition. You can also get a variant edition which has a different cover on the front. And that's the one I just wanted to show you. Yeah, there we go. So the one I have is the one here on the right, and the variant is the one here on the left. I do believe these are just two different costumes that Captain Britain wears, I guess. I don't really know the backstory and all that, so I'm sorry if I'm just sounding completely unknowing when it comes to this character, but I honestly haven't read it yet, this book, and well, that's kind of just the reason. So yeah, that's the Captain Britain Omnibus, and we still have another book that I want to show you, namely this one here. So let me just get rid of this one and we'll just move right ahead. Alright, so here is the Astonishing X-Men Omnibus by Joss Whedon and John Cassaday. It came out in 2009, it's 672 pages, so it's basically the same size as the Captain Britain Omnibus, and they both actually came out the same year, so that's pretty fun that my haul consists of these two books that almost came out at the same time. But that doesn't really matter. Now, I'm not an expert on X-Men. I'm still reading through some of the early books, so I can't tell you much about what's going on in this book here. I'm still reading through Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, the Omnibus, and then I have Volume 2 and 3, and well, I have really a lot of reading in front of me. But I do believe that the event here, the run that Joss Whedon had on the X-Men, came out in the wake of the Age of Apocalypse event, and it came out before the new X-Men Omnibus. Well, not the Omnibus, but the run by Grant Morrison. So yeah, that's basically where we find it in terms of the chronology. It came out in the 90s, I believe. Joss Whedon was famous at the time for having done Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so he was kind of a big deal in the nerd realm, so to speak. And well, apparently, from what I've heard, he did an amazing job with this run on the X-Men. So that's why I'm really excited finally having this in my collection. On the back, we have, of course, the artwork of all the issues that goes into this volume. And it says here in the bottom, collecting Astonishing X-Men issues 1 to 24, and giant size Astonishing X-Men issue 1. So that's pretty simple, really. Not much to say here. And let me just get off the dust jacket once again. Now it looks a bit different, but the only main difference is that, well, we have the X-Men logo here on the front. The book the book has the same leather finish, but it's blue compared to the black one from the Captain Britain Omnibus. And we again have the silver stuff going on here on the spine. And if we open it up, you have a very bright light blue color here, and some initial artwork. Then you have a brief summary of the artists that were involved here, and then some random stuff here. I think maybe this is an introduction somehow. I'm not really sure. If it is, I'm gonna be very pleased with it, because I'm gonna need that for when I start reading this. And then it basically takes off. And as you can see, it has a very modern art style compared to that of the Captain Britain Omnibus. Both books came out in 2009, but when I say that, I'm talking about the omnibuses. That doesn't say anything about when they ran, because one is from the 80s and this one is from the 90s and into the zeros, I also think, actually. So you can see it has a very realistic art style here. Some very realistic colors and skin tones and nuances and everything, and it looks beautiful, I would say. And it's, when I say that I'm a fan of the modern art style, this is what I'm talking about, basically. This is something I really find great pleasure in reading through. So it's a very beautiful book. It has amazing colors. The art style here is just very, very nice, I think. And now I'm just gonna skip ahead just a bit, so we get more of a sense of the art here. So yeah, and I'm really excited about finally having this book now, because well, it fits right into my collection, I would say. I have quite a lot of X-Men omnibuses now. I might throw in a photo of my current collection, actually, so you just have an idea. And please don't mind the way that I've put the books on the shelf, by the way, because it's pretty random right now. I haven't actually spent time lining them up in a more chronologically correct way. So please forgive me for that. But yeah, it's a very nice book, I think, and I've only heard very good things about it from people, from collectors and comic book fans, so I'm really excited about it. Anyways, oh, there's our friendly neighborhood spider. Anyways, yeah, I think that's basically it. Towards the back we again have some sketches, some cover art and all that good stuff. Just some bonus material, really. So yeah, that basically sums up, guys. So yeah, I think that's basically my comic book haul video this time around. Let me just reach over for the other one. And with the covers here. A pretty short video, or maybe it ended up being quite a long anyways. But I did only get these two books this time around. Let me zoom out. But in any case, I'm very satisfied and happy finally having these two books in my collection. It feels really good, and I feel that my collection just became quite a lot. It sounds weird to say better, but it feels a bit more complete, at least. And that's really, really great, I think. So yeah, I love collecting these omnibuses here. The challenge for me is to find the time to actually sit down and read them. It takes me a long time, and especially some of the older content is just a bit more heavy to get through, in my opinion. But that's just me. Some of you guys probably prefer that stuff over the more modern stuff, and I completely understand. We're all very different when it comes to this kind of stuff, and it's basically also, I think, because I'm just very busy with all sorts of things that I just don't find the time that I need. But that's a completely other story. Once I get through all these books here one by one, I'm probably gonna also post a review or something, but we'll have to see about that when we get there. For now, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see. I think I have a new comic book haul video coming sometime next month, because I do have another haul planned. But stay tuned for that, and thanks a lot for watching. Do leave me a like or an unlike if you didn't like this video, of course, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, of course, leave them in the section just below. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video.